President Biden hit the road to commemorate Labor Day today. He spoke to a crowd of union workers at the annual Tri-State Parade in Philadelphia. He took the opportunity there to highlight the differences between him and former President Trump in terms of job creation and support for workers.
But we're turning things around because of you. When the last guy was here, you were shipping jobs to China. Now we're bringing jobs home from China. When the last guy was here, your pensions were at risk. We helped save millions of pensions with your help. When the last guy was here, he looked at the world from Park Avenue. I look at it from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I look at it from Claremont, Delaware.
And Nancy Cortez joins me now from the White House with more on this. Nancy, thanks for being with us. Let's start with Biden's main talking points there in Philadelphia.
Sure. I mean, this is a president who likes to say that he is the most pro-union, the most pro-labor president ever. And so Labor Day is a day that he likes to celebrate. He likes to get out in the crowd and mix it up. And today, when he spoke in Philadelphia to a bunch of sheet metal worker union members, it was no different. He touted his record on the economy. He talked a lot about union projects that are coming down the pike thanks to the CHIPS Act, thanks to the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act. And he touted what's known as the PRO Act that protects workers' rights to unionize. This is a bill that was introduced in the spring, and it's a bill that he said needs to pass.
So, Nancy, the president also traveling to Florida over the weekend, of course, following Hurricane Idalia. What did he say there?
So he said that the nation has the backs of the people of Florida, that obviously anything that people need there as they begin to clean up and rebuild, that they will have. He sort of shrugged off questions about whether it was awkward or disappointing at all that the governor of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who, of course, is running for president himself on the Republican side, had rejected the idea of the two of them actually meeting up, sort of one of those classic photo ops where a president comes in to tour the damage and walks side by side with the governor of a state. The DeSantis people said that that would be somehow getting in the way of cleanup efforts. And so the president said he didn't mind. He wasn't disappointed about that, and made sure to point out the fact that one of the state's Republican senators, Rick Scott, was joining him there instead.
Okay. And Nancy, Congress now hoping to avoid a partial government shutdown when the fiscal year ends later on this month. What does the White House want to see happen before that deadline?
Well, they'd like to see Congress come up with a package that not only keeps the lights on, keeps government agencies funded, but also that provides another $16 billion in emergency funds for hard-hit areas like Florida, like Maui and elsewhere, and also that provides another tranche of humanitarian military funding for Ukraine. The problem is that there are some conservative Republicans who are wary of sending more money to Ukraine. They want to talk about that. They also feel that they didn't quite get enough, in their view, out of the last negotiation that they had over government funding with the White House several months ago. And so they are pushing the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, to hold out. He himself has said he doesn't think this is the time for a big showdown. He's actually worried that his party will end up getting less rather than more if they take this approach. But that's a battle that's playing out in the Republican Party right now that's only going to heat up once Congress gets back into town this week.
Okay, lots to follow there. Nancy, thanks so much.
You're welcome.